Hi everyone, I'm retired meteorologist Pat Prokop, and you don't need me to tell you it is hot outside. The question is, how much longer will this excessive heat persist across our area? Temperatures well into the 90s, mid to upper 90s now across the area, with that heat index, or how it feels against the human body, is up around 110 degrees in several locations, and it might get up to about 115 before all said and done this afternoon. I was out working in the garden earlier today, and I'm still drinking water, cold water, to help replenish all the moisture that evaporated and sweated out of my system earlier today. So let's take a look at the conditions across the area. First of all, that's the North American Nebula. I took this picture a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, looking at the conditions now across the area and looking at the maps themselves, the heat advisory, excessive heat advisories and heat advisories remain in effect for just about all of the southeast United States, including central and eastern portions of Texas, and also up in the northern portions of the Northwest, Washington and Oregon and Northern California, Central California, having also the same issues out there. With us, though, it's the heat and humidity combination of the two. And looking at our heat advisories across our area, there we have those heat advisories in effect for the Savannah River Valley of Georgia and all of South Carolina, and most of North Carolina, central eastern North Carolina, and then excessive heat warnings in effect for central Georgia into Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and over in eastern Texas. This includes the Atlanta metropolitan area, where it is extremely steamingly hot over in the Atlanta area right now. Looking at those heat index values, the values are in the well into the hundreds, 110 now in Albany in southwest Georgia. Atlanta has a heat index of 109. Here we are in Savannah, 107. And those heat index, northern portions of Louisiana, 115 degrees there. Wow. Extremely hot weather conditions across those areas. And if we look at the conditions elsewhere across our region, we can see the heat index values well into the hundreds across our area. There's Atlanta, 106, 110 in Athens right now, and that includes 113 heat index in the Macon area. Here in Savannah, 109, about the same thing on Hilton Head, Statesboro, 107, St. Mary's, 116 degrees. I tell you what, let's take a look at the conditions across our area right now. I'm going to go to my website and take a look at the current conditions and see what the heat index is on Hilton Head Island and over on St. Simon's Island, because there is where it's really getting hot. Current weather conditions in and around Savannah. There we have the heat index, 108, 109 at the Savannah Airport, 102 at Hunter. Metter, 112. Looking at St. Simon's Island, 112. Heat index there. And looking at Hilton Head Island, looks like 106. Beaufort, 113 heat index there. So yeah, it's extremely hot across our region. Now, looking at the heat index forecast for the remainder of the period, there we have it for today. Those values in the about 109, 110 degrees. Then by tomorrow, another day like today. Then after that, things start to get less hot. It'll still be hot, but not as hot, with the heat index in the lower 100s. And then by Thursday and Friday, will be around 100, even upper 90s by Friday, and over the weekend back to around 100, but not 110 to 115 degrees like we're seeing right now. Looking at the satellite imagery, there we can see a little band of showers and thunder showers trying to develop across central portions of southeastern Georgia, into central Georgia and central eastern portions of South Carolina. If you look closely right there, that's the sea breeze front. Now, as that moves on shore, that might pump up the humidity a little bit in the coastal counties, and with this heat, that might drive the heat index to about 115 degrees for a couple of hours yet this afternoon, so keep that in mind. Now, looking at the radar summary, those showers are showing up on radar now, where you saw it there on the satellite imagery. And here are the temperatures. On my radar on my website, savannahpat.name, I also include the current temperatures over the last hour or so during the radar time animation period. And there you can see 97 degrees, 98 in the Heavenly Backyard Garden where I was working earlier this morning and early afternoon. I was like a wilted weed out there after I was finished coming in soaking wet. Anyway, we might have a chance for some cooling thunder showers earlier yet this afternoon, and then this will dry out by the time the evening hours come. There you can barely see the sea breeze front on the radar summary as well. Now let's look ahead over into the Atlantic Ocean. As mentioned, the National Hurricane Center has this area of interest over here in the eastern Atlantic Ocean. And I'm not overly concerned about this. It's just something worth watching right now. But looking at the satellite imagery, there you can see our area here. And you have to go way out to the west, or to the east, as we are west of this system. So bringing the satellite way over into the east, you can see the tropical wave over here in the Atlantic and another one along the coast of Africa right now. Those are the two areas of concern. But right now, the computer models are not showing all that much information of concern or areas of concern. Looking at the GFS, the Global Forecast System, which is the United States model. Here we have the systems over here. There's the first one, and the other one is right off the coast of, on the coast of Africa. Putting this into motion, you can see the models are trying to pick up on it, but it also pushes it off to the north. That second wave doesn't show much. There it is, trying to develop, and then as it does, it pushes it off to the north. West, northwest, and then northward. Now, the GFS is trying, and it has a history of doing this. After 240 hours, it tries to develop things, and there it goes again, trying to develop a storm in the northern Caribbean and the southern Gulf of Mexico. But right now, I'm not saying anything about this because this might be just a overkill on the computer models. And this is out to already 312 hours. So, maybe something worth interest of watching, but I would not be too concerned about this. Let's go to the other models. And the Canadian model, I'll bring it up over here, the CMC, Canadian Meteorological Center. Let's see what it has to say. This is a pretty good tropical model. They get hurricanes and tropical storms over in the eastern Canada. Anyway, it shows that area of concern. It picks it up a little bit more. It shows that system trying to develop into a tropical depression, and then this other one over here that's merging, that's moving off the coast of Africa. This is late Thursday night into early Friday morning, and then but it also it kicks it to the west northwest and then turns it to the north. So keeping it well to the east of the coast of the United States. That second system, it does the same thing. It has a third system developing off the coast over here. This is at 240 hours or next Thursday, not this Thursday, but next Thursday, August 24th. What about the ECMWF, the European model, the European Center for Medium Range Weather Forecasting, right there? Let's see what it has to say. And let's put it in motion. There you have it right there. Not showing much at all. It just doesn't get much things going over here. The development, none, hardly any. So actually right now, nothing of great concern with the tropics. However, we got a front coming down into our area that's going to cool us off on late tomorrow afternoon, but more so for Wednesday and Thursday. And that front's going to bring in with it a lot of precipitation, showers and thunderstorms. And looking at my weather page, savannahpat.name, there's my forecast. Of course, today is sweltering hot. Tomorrow is going to be pretty hot too, in the middle 90s, but there's a 60% chance for showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, and that rain chance goes to 70 to nearly 80% on Wednesday for thunderstorms, some with possibly heavy rains. And then again on Thursday, the front's going to come into the vicinity and then stall across the area. and then starts breaking down by Friday, becoming partly cloudy with still a chance for afternoon thunderstorms. 40% probability, then dropping down to 30%, becoming partly cloudy on Saturday and fair to partly cloudy on Sunday, with only a 20% chance for thunder showers. But look at the temperatures: 90 for the high on Wednesday and Thursday, lower 90s on Friday and Saturday, and right around 91 degrees on Sunday. So cooling weather conditions will prevail across our area. So with that being said, it's important to keep an eye on the weather, of course, with this heat index. Well, try to stay cool. Don't overdo it. Got one more day of extreme heat across our area. Then cooler air will come in along with the thunderstorm zone. And we might have some severe conditions on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with the thunderstorms across our area. Well, I'll keep looking at the tropics for you and keep an eye on the weather right here on my YouTube channel. So thanks for watching and see you later. I'm going to try to cool off out here. Bye.